Do you have a best friend in your life? If then, who is your best friend? Second week in ordinary time, 22nd of January, Saturday reflection. My dear friends, friendship is a beautiful thing. If you have a true friend in your life, you should never lose him. Don't hurt him. Because to find a true friend is not an easy thing. It's a discernment process. You discern a friendship. You gradually grow in the friendship. Bible brings forth many friends. Among them today, it's David and Jonathan. One of the best friends in the salvation history. They both were so friendly and they loved each other. So once when you are in friendship, without that relationship, without flesh, without sexual attraction, it's something more than that. So in that friendship, you live for each other. And that is deep, my dear friends. Now when David heard that King Saul and Jonathan, his son Jonathan, were killed in the battlefield, he was so broken. He was broken to the very core of his heart. It was difficult. So one can interpret that as an attachment. But then you have to be human, isn't it? To be human is to be holy. So in a relationship, you are hurt. When you lose the person, you are hurt. And in that attachment, there's beauty, isn't it? And then you despise all the relationship because of the pain. No. There is value. When David heard that his friend is dead, and the way they stood for each other, defended each other when King Saul wanted to kill David, how Jonathan spoke in behalf of his friend and saved his life many times. And now that friend is dead. So David is saying, and David took hold of his clothes and tore them, and so did all the men who were with him. And they mourned and wept fasting until evening for Saul, for Jonathan his son. And your glory, and David said, your glory, O Israel, is slain for your high places, for your mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Jonathan lies slain in your high places. I'm deep distressed for you, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant have you been to me. Your love to me was extraordinary, surpassing the love of a woman. How the mighty have fallen, and the weapons of war perished. So it's ended. And he has lost his friend. My dear friends, it's a deep sorrow. And you feel the emptiness of your life. So he's comparing him to a woman. It's more than the relationship. Friendship is something very unique among all the relationships. So, who is your best friend? I'm asking today. Who is your best friend? Do you have a best friend? And if then, who? What a friend we have in Jesus. Have you forgotten him? He's saying there's no greater love than laying his life for a friend. And he's madly in love with you. It is a foolish thing. It is a foolish thing to leave heaven and come down here to this muddy world, rusty world, cruel world. And who are we? For him to give his life? Who am I? I was so worthy. What worth I have to deserve his love. That we call is madly in love. It's mad. Mind my word. I mean, when you love a person without any reason, madness is when you don't have a reason. There is no rational thinking in your decision. Then you are mad. I mean, thinking rationally, it's a foolish thing to do. And it's more than David and Jonathan. Jesus wanted you and you wanted me to be saved, freed. David lost his friend. Jesus didn't want to lose his friend, because you are his friend, best friend. But then it's pathetic if he is not your friend, if he's not your best friend. It's one-sided friendship. It's pathetic, isn't it? God who created the world has become your friend, and he loves you so much. And if you don't cherish it, you lose something very precious in your life. If he's your friend, do you know him? Do you be with him, talk to him, share with him? That shows how friendly you are. And you know that he's there for me. And you know that he's going to give his life. He has already given his life for me. That kind of love should make your heart rich, isn't it? Without begging for appreciation, love in the world. You should be filled with that love. Today in the gospel we find, at that time Jesus went home with his disciples, and the crowd gathered again so that they could not even eat. I mean, to lose that kind of freedom for a person, it shows how he's madly in love with you. He never thought about himself. He didn't have time for himself. All what he stole time for is to be with the Father. And that's it. He just gave his whole life. He laid down his life for us. And the word says, when his family heard it, they went out to seize him, for they were saying, he's out of his mind. I mean, there's no thinking about himself, no caring about himself. He just poured his life for us. He just gave his life for us. He just ransomed his life for us. That is a true friend. If you don't understand his friendship, if you don't value his friendship, if you don't identify his friendship, it's a terrible thing to miss, my dear friends. Don't ever miss his friendship. David, Jonathan, they were so friendly. David lost his friend. And after that he killed all the Philistines. And he was angry, sad. Jesus allowed to be given his life as a ransom. He killed himself, allowed death in his life, for that his friend, you can be saved completely. So he's madly in love with you. That's why people, even his own people thought he's mad. He's out of his mind to live like this without thinking anything about himself, just throwing his life for the people. My dear friends, it can be really hurting, isn't it? When he loves us, we think that he's mad. We don't understand, when we can't understand his love and we despise him, what a pathetic pain that he has to go through. Just think about it. I finally ask again, what a friend we have in Jesus. Have you found him as your friend? Are you still lonely? Don't you cherish his friendship in your life? Think about it. Have a nice day. May God bless you.